This is the Gray Hair and Daycare podcast, with a combined age of 111 years and a combined IQ right in that same range. Your hosts, Frank Sirio and Carlo Russo.
Welcome back. Here we are, episode 13. Whatever that is.
We're climbing.
13. Yes, we are. It is. We're glad to be back and glad that you have come back to join us again.
Play with us again.
To play.
Can Frank come out to play?
Come and play. As always, I am Frank Sirio. I am 55 years old, and my wife is now 30 weeks pregnant.
30 weeks pregnant.
So 9 to go. Yeah,
wow.
That's pretty big, right?
Yeah, we're in the months that we're going, hey,
it's quick.
It's getting there.
Yep, it really is.
Speed it up here, buddy. Get that.
It does feel like it's going faster the closer and closer we get. But
yeah.
It's it's moving along. So I'm excited.
Now you're in the year that it's going to happen.
That's right.
When she was pregnant, 24 hours. It's going to be 25.
It's not going to happen until 2025.
I got time.
You know what I saw today? I thought was funny. 2025 is the year that George Jetson turns 3 years old.
Is that what he was?
George Jetson was born, according to the, I don't know how they know this, was born in 2022. So he is 3 years old this year.
So what year was it? Was it when the cartoon was on?
I don't know.
So he was probably, let's say he was a 30.
He had a teenage daughter. So he's probably in 40, his 35, maybe.
Okay.
So that would have been, 2057. Something like that.
Not going to see.
I think we'll make it. We're
not going to see that.
We could find him when he's young.
We're in 25. Another 25 years is 50. Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean.
Yeah, it could happen. Sure.
With
the miracles of modern technology.
I can't even shovel the driveway without busting my hump.
That's it. I've always believed that I just need to live long enough for technology to find a way to keep us alive forever.
I've been hearing that since.
Yeah.
I mean. Back in the 60s, people were like, I just want to live long, which it did. Technology did, creep up. But we're going to need some big technology to get rid of these diseases that people are dying of.
Yep. Or at least like spare parts.
Yeah.
Something. Maybe like 3D print me a new knee.
Spare parts is probably more gonna in the future. Because they're doing that.
Yeah.
They're doing that.
Yep,
I mean, they're putting ears on mice. Yes. You ever see that? You ever see the mouse with the ear in it?
Yep. I think about that. It's funny. Boy, we really get off track easy.
We do. I love it.
But I think about that stuff. It's like there's two different directions with that. It's the stuff that's happening with augmenting, like what Elon Musk is doing, where he's like, obviously it's going to be amazing for people who like can't hear, like all those things.
Yeah.
But it's also like in 10 years, people are going to have stuff crammed into their skull, and who knows what they're going to be able to do. And that does work. That worries me. But it is nice to think about like being able to live for as long as you want.
You ever see movies like sci-fi movies, and you have these robots and stuff? You ever think maybe we become the robots because we're putting chips in us and this and that? We'll have fake arms because we lost them. Yeah. Eventually,
could happen.
A human's going to have half robotic limbs and brain, and so maybe the sci-fi movies were right. There are these. They call them androids, but it's actually what
I
we're
think
going to turn into.
When you talk about sci-fi
Too
movies,
deep or no?
Sci-fi movies getting things right.
This is
how I think. What I think about is weird that almost all the sci-fi movies got right is the sound of electric cars.
Oh, no sound?
No, they always made, like, if you watch, like, Back to the Future, where they go, there's that whoosh sound with the, and there it is. Every time I hear an electric car drive by me, I think, how did they get, of all the things to get right, they got that sound right.
You know what really sucks? When you watch sci-fi movies and it's like 1,000 years from now and there's still bald people. They haven't figured out baldness yet.
Yeah, no.
They're
never going to figure that out.
It's 3005 and there's the captain's still bald.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, well, I guess I got no hope. So, But this is stuff that your daughter will be falling into.
She will experience.
I mean, could you imagine what your daughter is going to be facing when she's our age? What's going to look like? What the earth looks like?
No. Yeah, it really is.
That's weird.
Just in what we've seen change.
Right.
And I used to think about like with my parents, they were born in the 20s.
Sure.
And, they went from radio, like radio was the entertainment to movies and TV and then VCRs.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, so those are the technologies that they saw happen. And then everything since then. And then who knows?
What's the biggest technology that made you go, oh my God, we're in the future? Is it the cars driving themselves? I think that's probably pretty big.
I think AI, without a doubt, is the thing. It's already changing the world, but the way things have changed we used to think that computers were going to take away the factory job, right? It was going to be all that stuff. No, that thing can write copy. At least 30% of the stuff that we do for this podcast is done by AI.
Have you heard all these students just getting either expelled or suspended because AI's writing all their stuff?
Yeah.
And they're stupid enough to just hand it in. Not like you would like take it, right? And then make your own version of what that is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look exactly. No, these idiots, these kids are handing in their AI, AI printed work. And it's like now schools have to, that's another thing now they're looking for.
Yep. No, there is AI now that teachers use specifically
to see if it's
to identify if a kid used AI.
That's true because one of my children's friends just got zapped with that software from the teacher.
Yep. Yeah. No,
Isn't that cool?
That's funny. But yeah, it's amazing what it's capable of doing from just a design, writing. Like we have to put we do a transcript of every podcast.
Right.
I literally just upload the recording and 5 minutes later I get an email and it's transcribed. All I have to do is say Frank and Carlo. It does, and it's all there.
That's crazy.
It knows when you're talking, knows when I'm talking, and transcribes the whole podcast.
They're also, I heard something about, I think they said it funny, but it kind of made sense. Like with AI, could you imagine, like, let's say, like we said, 15, 20 years from now, who's going to college? Just ask, hey, can I have the summary of World War III? Because at that time, we're probably going to have, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Tell me about the history of, Mussolini, whatever.
Yeah.
And there you go. And learn it. And
that's the scary part, too, is that because no matter what, it is made by humans, it's programmed, and it's biased.
Right.
And so you never know what
you're going to get out
of the quality of that message is going to be. But yeah, I think conventional education is going to take a turn. People are not going to go. I think from when it really started, like, I think when my brother, the beginning of the Vietnam era, like a lot of people started going to college, more and more baby boomers. Yeah. They all went to college, and then it became just mandatory. Like everybody.
Oh, it was the next thing to do. Yeah.
You just had to, and now
you put shame on the ones that didn't.
Yeah.
And you weren't going to get a job. You're going to work at the gas station, and it's kind of reverse. It's changing.
I think it's turning around. Well, because people see it's just a boondoggle. It's all kinds of money. For.
Remember we were talking about follow the money and the other thing we were talking about. It's the same college.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's a crazy.
So Josie, welcome to this world.
Back to a parenting podcast.
Yeah, welcome to this world, Josie, that you're going to be, thrown into.
Yes. I've always joked around with Kelly about the fact that because I think she's a little bit of a throwback as far as how she thinks, and she's kind of an old soul, and I am absolutely that way. The way we're going to raise a child and the trajectory that you see of young people now, I don't care who they are. My kid is going to be like a superhero compared to these people, right? Because it's
the way you raise them.
Yeah, because of the way you raise them,
which is true on any generation.
Yep.
Raise your children right.
Yep. Yeah.
And they're going to stand above the others eventually.
Yep. They're going to stand
right?
out. Yeah.
They're going to stand out eventually in what they're doing and how they present themselves and what they create. We were just talking about, while we were off air, making a phone call and remembering the person's name. Just alone, having that knowledge of going, hey, people want to be felt like they mean something.
Yeah.
And and that's how you bring somebody up. That's the whole thing. And then you see these kids that are running around the malls, and it's like exactly their family structure. I'm not trying to, but
Yeah.
was there a mom and dad in that house? I don't know.
Yeah.
And if there were a mom and dad in the house, how did they interact with the children?
Yeah. It's, it is, you do. You think that all
You
the
can see
time.
that, right? You can look at them all and go, okay, these group of 4 kids here that are running around creating chaos is probably the same way they live.
Yep. Yeah. At best. Yeah. They're not little angels at home.
No. I mean, if you're doing that in public.
No. Yeah. No. It's very different.
Yeah.
But for right now, little Josie only has to worry about being as big as a coconut.
Ooh.
Now, I was thinking about
Josie.
I think about coconut you buy it in the store. It's pretty small.
They
and
could be
just the
small.
other day, it was a butternut squash and a cabbage. I think they're talking about a coconut when it comes off the tree.
The big old.
That because it's a lot bigger when.
Like the one you see in Thailand, they're drinking the coconut juice. The
when
big
they
old thing.
cut it with a machete.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, so it's a coconut.
Okay.
So she is the size of a
Thailand
coconut. So she is the size of a coconut.
Uh-huh.
The big update is now she's getting fat. That's a good thing.
Love fat babies.
And her head can move from side to side.
Ooh.
So there's she's looking around like, what are you doing?
Look around. What am I doing here?
And what I think that has created is there's been lots of movement, but now Kelly talks to Josie.
How cute.
Sometimes when I don't realize that's what's happening, and I think she's talking to me, like literally on the couch next to me the other night. And she's like,
little pudding. Who wants a little pudding?
It was not. No, it was almost combative. It was like, why are you doing? I know you don't like this position. And I'm like, what are you talking? I'm like, I'm fine. And she's like, no, she's kicking me.
That's
like,
funny.
Yeah, she's like has these
Why do you
conversations
hate
like,
me?
Just,
I don't hate
just
you.
give me a minute. I will roll over. Like, yeah, so
That's funny.
But yeah, she's definitely feeling the movement and stuff like that, which is cool. But yeah, so that's where we are. We're a coconut, 30 weeks, coconut, getting fat, head can move side to side, and
Moving right along there.
yeah, it's
We
coming along.
started with I don't know what the first thing
What were the
episode
first
1.
ones?
I don't know. It had to
It
be
feels like
tiny.
such a long time
Had to be
ago.
tiny.
Yep.
Pea. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
But now it's a coconut.
Wasn't it
Remind
like,
us.
We'll have to go back and
Yeah,
look. Yeah, that's it. So
Eventually, it's going to be the size of a baby.
yes, yeah,
Your
it'll be
baby.
Now she's the size of a
your
small,
baby, yeah.
a small shrub. What does it go to from there?
I know.
I thought there's a cute idea. I think when did your parents like mark the wall or mark a doorway when you were growing?
No, because how dare you write on anything in our house? Are you kidding me? Writing on the wall?
Yeah.
I would be homeless.
Yeah.
I'd be, hey, Ma, let's get this pencil and write
on
you don't
on
live
the
here
woodwork.
anymore. Yeah, you don't live here anymore.
Nope.
But of course we did.
Yeah, you did.
And the funny
Is it still there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
And the funny thing is, we painted the house inside.
Yeah.
My cousin Ed.
Yeah.
And we said, he goes, "Do you want this paint?" I go, "Absolutely not.
Leave it.
Leave that. Even though it's a different shade.
Yep.
Leave that because that was Natalie.
Right.
My first. We didn't do it with Nick because he's 6'2". I can't reach that high.
That's awesome. Now, I think there's a cute idea. I saw some video somewhere, maybe it was on TikTok. You take a big old tape measure,
Okay.
spray paint it pink for the girl, blue for the
Okay.
boy. You put their name all over it, and then you mark the back of the tape measure as they grow the different ages, so you don't destroy your home.
You're not putting
but you
marks.
have that keepsake, which I think, I don't know.
But honestly, destroying your home, that little pencil, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, I think it is.
Back
cute.
in the days, maybe when our parents were like, the house is like their castles, like, what are you doing? Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
Now we're like, no, this is cute. This is something
Yeah.
that we're going to have in our house. And
We're going to have to figure out where we're going to do that.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I like that idea.
Because and it's really crazy when you don't think about it for years.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
Yep.
the time that I did think about it was when my cousin goes, "Hey, do you guys want this covered?" I'm like, "Oh."
And then
Then I thought about it. Then I'm
Yeah.
looking like, "Oh my
Yep.
God."
That's
So,
funny.
but I don't know where we stopped.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we did it at, it had to be like
Eventually, the kid's like, "Oh, come on."
Exactly. I don't think I had a 10th grader going, "Come here."
That's right.
He's like, "Leave me alone. I'm already short.
It's your second
Don't
year of
remind
college.
me."
Come here. Yeah.
Just reminding him you're short.
Right.
Hey, look, you're 5'3".
Let's say we're just cutting a groove in the wood. You're not growing.
Well, Nick was like, "Yeah, Nick will do it. Yeah, Nick."
That's right.
5'7", 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". So yeah,
That's funny.
but yeah, we did that. You never had that, right, at your house?
No.
No.
But I don't know if my brother did that or my sister did that with her kids. But
I like the tape measure.
The tape measure idea is kind of neat.
cute.
We could do that. But yeah, so you never know. We might do that. Anyway, so we are ready to get into the meat and potatoes of what we usually do here on the Gray Hair Daycare podcast. And we didn't do it last week. And we knew, I think we both predicted there was going to be a lot of content this week. So we were going to move into the favorite segment.
Everybody's favorite
segment. I was wrong. So here we are. And a lot of it is surrounding. I have to try to be serious about this because we want to make sure it's certain information. We want to make sure it comes across correctly.
Right. Because we don't want to, we're not doing this to be comedians. And
No.
There's part of that where we laugh and joke.
Yes.
But there's also, we're talking about serious stuff where people are dealing with.
Yeah. So I was fairly dismissive of the whole gestational diabetes thing and saying like, come on. Now I maintain for Kelly, I think things have kind of gone in my direction as far as things are looking pretty good, but we'll talk more about that later.
Sure.
So Kelly did want me to make clear though, she did that first test and then she went back for the 3-hour glucose test. So then she wanted me to make it clear. She went in, she was completely fasted. Then they have her take the drink, and then they did readings at 1 hour, 2 hours, and 3 hours to measure her.
Which you did mention that.
Yeah, so she did that. Now, and I was saying, the risks it's a big baby.
When you said it, I thought already
he's going to be in trouble.
That was going to be a segment.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there has to be a little bit more than that.
So now there is. Now, obviously, it is. One of the considerations is the baby gets bigger. That leads to complications during childbirth. It increases the odds of having to have a cesarean, which is always more risky than a natural birth. But unchecked, it can also lead to impaired lung development, and the baby can end up being hypoglycemic after the baby is born. And as they get older, they also are at a higher risk for diabetes. So it's serious stuff. And then the really serious one is if it is completely uncontrolled, it can lead to stillbirth. So it is very serious thing, and that's why they address it so aggressively.
Obviously, for this to be such an important thing that doctors look for, obviously it's because there's all those things that can happen, and
unchecked can be really serious. So I wanted to make sure we hit on all of those.
Yeah, we were wrong. Well,
very wrong.
I say we because we're a team, but you.
It was me. It was me.
Because I'll just tell you, I had no idea what that was. But
you're much smarter about being non-committal. You're like
very non-committal,
and sometimes you'll ask questions like, "Are you really want to say it that way?"
When you said, "Oh, they just get a fat baby," I'm like, well,
maybe not.
I think there's a little bit more than that, but I'm not going to say anything because our producers will.
The beauty of that whole situation is that whatever I'm saying, I really believe it at the time, but
the thing with you is because I've worked with you so many years of my life, and most of those years you were the supervisor or manager. So when you speak, I'm like, okay. I mean, he's got some knowledge behind this speech that he's given me.
Speak with authority, and people believe you.
Yeah, you put it into reality. So when you say it now, again, you've never had a child, and so
I have zero basis for this kind of authority.
When you tell me something about retail or sales, I listen.
Yeah, I got a much better chance of being right.
Sure. Many years.
Kelly would not be doing I was wrong on me on that.
We were many years of sales, so But when it comes to the baby thing, I kind of listen. I still listen. But you're so believable in your.
That's it. It's all about commitment. It's commitment, ladies and gentlemen.
The commitment is there. So
yeah, that's it.
Very important. So she is She is. We'll talk about it later, I guess.
Yeah.
But everything's good. Okay.
We will talk about everything headed in the right direction.
Good.
And there is another I was wrong.
Sure.
This one a little bit more lighthearted and enjoyable. In our previous 2 episodes ago, we talked about my playtime activity as a child of using a tricycle to make ice cream.
Oh, so good. I believe that was episode 11.
It was episode 11. And
so
I, as they do, my sisters, I'm not sure about my brother, but my sisters listen every week. And I got a call from my sister Lucille in Texas, and she said, I can solve the mystery of where that came from.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought, okay. And I'm like, I don't have any association of this with my siblings. I just driveway tricycle.
Can't wait to hear this.
She said, I taught you that.
What?
So
wait a minute. She passed it down.
Apparently my sister Lucille taught me how to play the you're making ice cream game. And I'm like, okay. And then as she said it, I'm like, vague, distant memories in that maybe she must have taught me that that's something to do with the tricycle, and that's where I got it from. And so I thought, okay. And I'm like, well, where did that come from? Like,
right? Yeah.
Who taught you to do it? She's like, I don't know. She's like, she just came up with it. So I'm not sure.
She's the inventor of this.
So the mystery really isn't solved.
No.
We just know that whatever it wasn't me. I was taught the ice cream with the tricycle game. She fabricated it somehow herself.
Now that she told you, do you remember when she was teaching you this? Is the memory coming back? Because at one time, I mean, when you said it, you thought you were just doing it yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have that memory of her going, now what we do here with a tricycle is we turn it upside down and we make ice cream.
Vaguely?
Did you guys play house?
I don't know. No.
I say this like everybody knows what that means. Is that what it's called, playing house?
Like, I don't know.
I'm the daddy, you're the mommy. And
I don't think we did that because they were like,
playing house could be like, we own an ice cream shop. And you know what I mean?
I think that's what she said. She always wanted to she said something like she always wanted to own a business or I don't know what it was.
It wasn't a bike shop.
No.
Like repair.
No.
Let's make the bike into an ice cream machine.
It was make an ice cream.
The easy thing would be like, I'm going to open up a business that fixes bikes.
Right. Yeah. Right? Sure. That would make more sense. So we basically just kind of passed the mystery to one of my siblings. So we don't know why she came up with that.
Have you asked the others? Maybe they have the information.
I have not. I'm going to be with the other two.
Could you imagine if it was Mike who started this whole thing?
I don't think he's that creative that he came up with that. Of the 4 of us, I think my sister Lucille is probably the more. Yeah, she was the more imaginative one.
Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. We might. And I told you there were other examples. So immediately I wanted to kind of get rid of all of that baggage. So I was like, well, did you teach me how to do this other thing?
Right.
And she's like, oh no, that's all you.
Yeah, I don't take it.
So I'm going to save that
now,
one.
Didn't you tell us on the podcast, I could be wrong, that you got a tricycle already for Josie?
Yep. A very nice gift from.
So how old do you think you were when this first started? 5 or lower?
No, definitely under 5.
Under 5. Oh yeah, tricycle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I would love to see if Josie makes ice cream
with the tricycle on her own.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would be. Then we know it's a genetic disorder.
You guys need freaking ice cream.
It could be. But we could do that. That'll be a little experiment.
We could
see if she comes up with it on her own.
Listen, if that happens,
I'm gonna just.
We're gonna buy an ice cream shop.
Every once in a while, I'm just gonna kick the tricycle over and see what she does.
Yeah. We're gonna have to open up an ice cream shop.
Yeah.
With a tricycle, upside down tricycle. No one will know what that means.
Little Josie's. Trikes and cones.
And you just have a tricycle with ice cream flying out of it, upside down. Oh,
we could try it. But yeah, so that's it. So the tricycle mystery is passed on to my sister Lucille.
That's funny.
And that's it. It's so weird thinking about all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that wraps up the I was wrong, and we can now move on to the Silver Fox mailbox. So we had a couple interesting ones. The first of which we had talked about different things on social media, the things you do with your kids and baking. One of our listeners, Christine, shared a picture of, she's the one who we talked about that made the Pina Lata.
Yes.
And she shared a picture of the batch of Pina Lata she had made for the holiday. It was like a table full, like plate after plate after plate. She made a ton. So she must have a huge family, but thank you for sharing the picture of your Pina.
I would love some right now. I'm having a cup of coffee. I would love to have little Pina Lata.
We should have, I think,
a meal.
We should have coffee. We should do that.
Yeah.
Maybe that we'll do that.
We'll
start to have a little. Yeah. I've actually been shopping for a new one of those cool ones.
Something you learn about Frank, when he gets an idea, it'll be here next week. We're going to have this huge Italian espresso coffee maker. Yeah,
it'll be great.
We're going to be
it'll be fun. We'll have a little special.
Yeah.
Great Hair Daycare special espresso cups. It'll be beautiful. Exactly. So Christine shared her Pina Lata picture with us, which was nice.
Did she have the ones with the sprinkles on it?
Yeah, it had a little. Yep. She had. It was just exactly what you would expect. We had lots of Happy New Year wishes from various listeners and viewers, which was very nice. Now this one, I think, is going to be something that we're going to have to discuss.
Okay.
I was kind of aware of these devices. I was not aware that Kelly had already done research.
Should I know about this?
But
okay.
The winner of our Name the Baby Josie contest, my niece Marie, she sent a very nice email suggesting something that we should try. She thinks would be fun to try on the podcast as part of our Crash Test Daddy segment. Okay. And she referred to it as the Frida Baby OG Snot Sucker. And it is a device. Device. Okay. So apparently there's a couple different schools of thought. There is the original one, which is manual. Now, there's the syringe.
Yeah, the ball one with a little line of...
We're not talking about that one.
No.
So the two schools of thought on that are, the most effective ones are, there's an electric one, battery powered, put it in there and it does like a little vacuum.
Okay.
And then there's the one
I think I'd like that.
that the siphon, where you put it in the baby's nose and you suck.
Oh, no.
Into a filter that's supposed to prevent it from making it to you. She thinks we should try those out. Now, I suggest I personally am uncomfortable asking you to do that if...
To your nose? Yes.
To my nose. If I don't have to do it to yours. And I was thinking, I do have a cold.
This has changed. So we just went down a horrible street. The road has changed here.
What I thought we could do, if you're willing to do this, is we already have. Now, when I mentioned this, as I was laughing hysterically, when I mentioned it to Kelly, Kelly's like, I've already been doing research. I was going to get the electric one, but Marie feels very strongly and experienced. She has a young daughter. She's a relatively new mother. And all of her friends that had babies all swore by the siphon one. The electric ones jam and they get stung and they don't work very well.
Sure.
But Kelly immediately, within seconds, had ordered both from Amazon.
Of course.
So we have an electric one and we have the OG Frida Baby Snot Sucker thing. And I thought what we could do is blindly, we will pick. And if I pick the one where I've got to do it from your nose, I'll do it.
Bro.
And you do the electric.
Bro.
And... This is going to measure your commitment.
Doing here? What are we doing here?
Your commitment to the show.
If I have to change your diaper so you can see how it's done correctly. Okay. Let me just wrap my nose around this.
Yes.
We're going to suck off our nose. Let me start that.
That's the way it would work. One of us will have to. It could be me.
Okay, explain the device again. There's something supposed to stop it from going to my mouth.
Yes, there is a filter that is supposed to catch anything that's coming my way or your way if you're the parent. in the model. Okay. So it should prevent that. Now, that being said, we've talked about Sebastian Maniscalco in the past. He does a whole bit about how there wasn't a filter and bad things happened. Right. Now, we would be very careful, obviously, especially if I'm the one doing it. But we could. I'm not saying we have to. We could just try the electric one. But the recommendation from an experienced and very, very, a very sincere mother, one of our listeners, is that we should try that.
Let's do it.
Okay. So it'll be coming up. We're going to talk more when we get into Crash Test Daddy this time.
That episode, but I will be drinking.
There's
heavy alcohol when I'm sucking something out of your nose.
And it won't be coffee. Yeah, it won't be coffee. We'd have to figure out just how to shoot it. Like, what are we going to do? I don't think the thing's long enough.
How are we not going to laugh our faces off? Just the thought of us going, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because you have to.
Yeah. Just like siphoning gas.
Wow. Okay. Well, if we don't get 1 million views on that.
So that's true. So thank you to my niece Marie for the idea.
Actually, Marie, do me a favor. Does she still have a young? Is she still dealing with this?
Well, no. I mean, her daughter is now old enough that.
Because I was going to say she should send a video of her doing this before we do this.
She has firsthand experience with it, and she said it really worked very well, and she used it on her daughter.
So the electric one, there's no really.
The electric one, it's
a manual, right? Like you just stick it in there.
And you hit the button like a dustbuster for.
And you do it yourself.
Yeah.
Or am I going to do it to you?
Either way, yeah. We can do it either way.
This is really.
This could end our friendship.
This way. Yeah, or could make us really close. Really close, closer. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well,
this is probably going to be this is going to be next week. I was wrong. It'll be Kelly saying, "Don't do that.
Don't ever blow or suck into Carlo's
You're
nose.
not allowed. You're not allowed to do that."
Kelly, I know you're listening right now. After you're done laughing and Trina laughing, please tell us that we can't do this.
I don't know. I was surprised because Kelly was, admittedly, she was fairly enthusiastic. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'll order it right now."
Well, yeah.
2 days later, there they are. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. These two clowns are going to.
That's it.
That makes my nose itch right now.
It is hard to think about. Hopefully neither of us will have a cold.
Yeah.
By then.
Before I come over, I'm doing a nice cleaning.
I need emergency.
Yeah, I'm going to do a nice cleaning.
Whatever it takes.
All right, well.
So I'm
going to put in my 2 weeks in right now.
You can't leave me. That's it. So right. That is the last of the Silver Fox mailbox. So now we will roll into, coincidentally, Crash Test Daddy.
Yeah.
So now, Crash, we don't actually have the products with us.
Sure.
But I thought, because they've been starting to mount up. We haven't done a Crash Test Daddy since
the gifts from...
Yes, the Amazon...
Yeah, they give you a gift
bonus
bag.
Pack thing. So we've had a lot of stuff come along that we will want to test. These are the things that we have selected. Some have come to us via gifts.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm scared of this whole process right now.
So, well, I will say, so so what I wanted to do is kind of go through a list of some of the things we can try out.
Okay.
And then maybe, as you guys are listening to this episode, if there's something other than the snot sucker thing that you want to see us try first, we could do that. But give us an idea of what you're most interested in us reviewing. So you have the snot sucker thing, which we already discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the diaper genie.
That's the best.
I don't know how we would test that, but we can go over it. We could.
Yeah.
That's frightening.
Make fake diapers,
Yeah, we could.
But
that's not a real test. The whole idea of the diaper genie is that it contains
the smell. Well, I can tell you because that's what I used.
Right. You had the diaper genie.
Sure.
Okay. No, but 23 years ago, it couldn't be the same.
It's got to be better.
Yeah, a lot.
It's got to be better.
A lot.
And back then
and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make the poopy sausage.
Poopy sausage. I don't know what that means. All I know is it's in the spare bedroom. The diaper genie.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
The poopy sausage is when you put it in there.
Yeah.
They pile up, right?
Yeah.
you don't just do one.
Right.
So when it gets full, you have to release them. Well, each individual diaper is kind of wrapped like a sock. So when you pull it out, it's a poopy diaper. They're all
like a link to some
like
sausage.
a lynx.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if it still works that way. We're going to find out.
So I know there's people, when I said that, exactly
they
know
knew
what
exactly
that means.
what you meant.
Absolutely, because the link.
So there's the
sausage links.
There's the diaper genie. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I think might be fun to test is the ducky bath thermometer. So it's a little rubber ducky that you put in, and it tells you the temperature of the water.
Put the baby in there before you put the baby.
Before you put the baby in.
How are we going to try that one out?
I don't know. It could be many different ways.
This is okay.
So there's the ducky bath thermometer. There's the bottle warmer. Easy enough. Of course. We could do that. But there's the bottle warmer we have. There's a play gym. I'm picturing you on the.
Oh, I'll do that all day.
The play gym.
I have one currently in my house right now. We have no kids.
There's the play gym. We can test we're gonna test the play gym.
Sure.
And we also have something called the Happy Bowl.
I don't know what that is.
The way I would describe it is it's like a latex integrated bowl and placemat that you just like slap down on the table and it won't move.
Oh.
So, but it's called the Happy Bowl.
I like that.
It's pretty neat. It seems pretty neat.
Yeah.
So you can maybe have some cereal or something. We'll do that.
Sausage.
And then coming soon, the order hasn't gone in yet, but it's gonna. It is. We've talked about it many times.
What do we talk about?
And I don't think we'll be actually able to test this with you in it, although I would really love to, is the snoo. The snoo is the super expensive bassinet thing that.
Oh, you don't want me in there.
No, I can't afford.
He put the dog in there or something.
Maybe the littler dog.
Yeah,
maybe.
of course. You can't put the bear in there.
Watson and it'll break it. Like,
put me in there, but without Watson.
Put in the warranty claim. Why is there black fur, sir?
I do have a callback answer to your question. How are we really going to do the genie? Well, you do have two dogs that go.
I don't want to bring dog poop in the house.
Well, you got to put it in a diaper.
This will be another thing. Kelly will be like, no, you cannot do
That's the only way to find out if it smells.
We'll have to, maybe we can find some kind of food product that would be a good
tuna. Something
or like
strong,
Limburger
right?
cheese
Limburger.
or something.
We'll figure it out. We'll have fun with this. Wow. Okay.
So that
we got a lot of work to do.
So now is your opportunity. If there's some other horrible thing that you would like to see us do, you could suggest that. Or if you want to weigh in and tell us you really want to see the diaper genie or the bottle warmer, whatever that is, that's going to be our thing.
And let us know if you've used it and if you don't like it, because I had good experience with it.
Yep.
I've heard people not having good experience with it.
Yep.
So that would help you out as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you just listen to me, oh yeah, it was great, and then I could have been the one on 100 that was it worked out.
Yeah, that's it. So that is it for this inside. I know you're probably disappointed that you didn't get to see an actual test, but that is our setup for the future Crash Test Daddy.
You know what I do like in the Crash Test Daddy thing? When you said the Happy Bowl, you ever see that bowl that's called like the Gravity Bowl that you can put snacks in it and things never fall out of it?
Oh no!
Oh yeah, look into that. I think it's called the Gravity Bowl.
The Gravity Bowl.
So when the kids are in the car, and it's moving or they're moving it, nothing's falling out.
Wow.
The Cheerios or whatever.
Interesting.
Yes, Gravity
Bowl.
Maybe we'll get that because I've seen them at like Walmart now, and we're gonna try it out.
Okay.
All right.
Always up for something we can snack with.
I'm just trying to get food here.
That's it.
I'm just trying to get coffee and food.
Coffee, snacks, whatever. Okay. So now we're going to move on to what just happened. And this week we got lots of fun things that have happened. It was very nice. And one of the nicest things that happened was Kelly had her first of 2 baby showers.
Oh, yeah.
So Kelly is from the Buffalo area.
Go Bills.
Yeah, go Bills.
I have to say it. Sorry.
You got to say it. It's in there. And her sister and sister-in-law found this place in the Williamsville area. I think it should be pronounced Stolot, but it's called Stolat Bar in Williamsville. This was a really cool place. Stolot Bar. So it's basically a Polish bakery.
Ooh.
And bakery and bar and restaurant. So they do all kinds of like special fun.
Why did you lead with bakery first instead of a restaurant, bar, bakery?
I don't know, because I'm thinking of when I looked at the front of the place, you walk in,
I was thinking,
there's a bakery.
Is it bigger
there's
than the
bar.
other parts? That's what I was thinking. Is the bakery like more?
Because like when we were there, they opened special for us in the restaurant.
Okay.
But the bakery is what was open.
Okay.
It's also, imagine, it's weird because from the outside, it looks like a Polish bakery,
Okay.
a Polish bar, and a Polish restaurant.
Like
when
all
you
separate.
all separate, like 3 separate businesses
Okay.
next to each other.
That's cool.
When you walk in, it's all one big open area.
That's cool.
It is. It's
Yeah.
neat. And so like the restaurant area is in the middle, the bar is on one side, the bakery is on the other. So they do all these special like fun special pierogies and things like that. So you walk in and obviously everything smelled great.
Yeah.
But really cool place. They had everything all set up. They did a really, really, really nice job. It was, Kelly's family, cousins and aunts and uncles and mom and dad and siblings were there. So it was a lot of fun. And obviously a bunch of very thoughtful presents from everybody.
Sure.
They played these, they did the typical, I don't know what the
shower games.
The shower games.
Yeah.
So did you ever go to any of the showers?
I was going to ask you, did you have a male female shower? I think we didn't have that. I showed up
at the end.
At the end with flowers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, I did that.
So this was a Jack and Jill. So it was so I was there with Kelly, and we did the whole thing and opened presents and all that stuff.
Sure.
So I don't know what the typical games are. These games were mostly
drinking game. No.
It was cute because what was interesting was they were a more competitive group of people than I would have expected.
Oh.
Like they were right down into it. So there was like one game I thought was interesting was mom or dad. You had to circle which one you thought was the answer to this question.
Okay,
and it was
cool.
like,
Yeah.
We like who's.
Oh, I wish I could play that game. You should make.
Who guessed the name? Oh, you would probably do very well. I'll see if I can get a copy of the game.
And if I think it would be you or Kelly.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
that would be fun.
So it's like
you played that.
Yeah. So that everybody. So we gave the answers, and then everybody did their guesses. So it was like. Who came up with the name? Who was the troublemaker when they were a kid? Who cried first when you found out you were pregnant? All that stuff, which was one that I thought was funny because what Kelly
I would say dad, but
right. What Kelly remarked at was how surprised her mother was when the answer was me.
Yeah.
Because
I was not surprised at all, but I'd be frank.
Sadly, they think I'm a lunatic, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't understand. So they were like, really? Frank cried?
That's awesome.
Like,
That's awesome.
Frank cries. So it was fun, but it was like
so you had games.
Fun. Fun. Played some games and did that stuff. But a lot of very thoughtful, a lot of gifts, and the food was fantastic. They did like the
Polish
a
bread.
brunch. Well, they did a brunch. Typical brunchy stuff. They had apple pierogies, which I had never had before.
I've the sweet stuff. Yep.
Really good. So that was it was really nice. We drove out. We've been getting lots of bad weather here, so we had to drive through a little lake effect snow to get there. But it was nice. We had a really good time, and Kelly really enjoyed it, which
awesome.
Made me happy.
I know she's got a second one coming.
Yes. So it's interesting because
my wife is going to that.
That's
honestly.
right. Yeah. So the local one now the pressure is on my sister.
Yeah.
Here, my sister Paula has very generously offered to host the local shower that Trina will be coming to, and I just found out it will be it's going to be kind of a 2-parter, but the menu sounds
sleepover.
It's going to be at a restaurant, and then gift opening will be at my sister's house with cake and coffee. So
that's different.
It is different. I don't know. It'll be fun.
So everybody's going over there, or
and
just certain people?
I think everybody who wants to comes back to my sister's house for that. So that'll be it, and it's going to be at Vito's, which is good restaurant, and it sounds like the menu is going to be very good. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to go. I will show up for that one, but this is going to be a more traditional, just the ladies.
Hey, ladies!
But I'm going to go anyway.
You can bring flowers.
I think that I probably should.
Now that you said it,
is
this going to be on before the shower?
It's going to be close because that one is like February 2nd, and this is coming out.
Kelly, pretend you're surprised when you see the flowers.
When you see the flowers. That's it. I was thinking about arranging to have flowers at the restaurant.
Already.
I really did, but
we don't know now. Now we don't know. You have no idea.
No, that's true.
Producer Kelly sitting there with Watson.
She'll tell me exactly what. No, don't do that. Do this. But yeah, so it was.
So that was a fun thing.
It was a lot of fun. Had a good time. It was good to get to see some of the aunts and uncles and get to visit, and some friends too. She has some friends that she grew up with that were there, which was really nice.
Did they do the traditional opening the presents and somebody sitting there writing what the gifts were?
I felt bad because my sister-in-law is there, like scrambling to write down because there were like there was
it could be a lot.
There was no like one gift. It was like a bag and it was like 17.
Oh, yeah, it's tough.
And she has it all. She got it all written down, and I think that's going to be one of the projects when we take our vacation. Yeah. Kelly's like, I'm just going to bring the list and we're going to do thank you notes.
You know what could be easier? Just videotape the gifts.
Yeah.
And just go through the video.
You could do that. Yeah. Yeah, because she's right? Calling. That would have made sense.
You just videotape each one being opened and you stop.
No, my sister-in-law was there to like just writing down.
Because I remember that brings back memories of seeing these videos of the other, I don't know, the sister or aunt, and they're just writing like crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, does everybody do that? I guess so.
Yep. That's like some kind of a strange...
Get your iPhone out and videotape.
Yeah, just take pictures. Or take pictures.
Or take a picture of it.
Yeah, her brother was there, like snapping pictures for everyone.
Then you just go back to it and go, there's this, that's the... All right, well, we figured that out.
Yeah, nice and easy.
You're welcome, viewers and listeners.
That's right. There's another hot tip for the next shower.
I used to remember on weddings. You write down how much the busta was, how much the envelope. So you give them the same.
How much did they give us?
It is so traditional. Like, what did the Smiths give us? Yeah. Oh, that's what they're
There was
getting.
always the calculation, too. What do you think it costs?
Right.
What do you think this costs?
Yeah.
You got to cover your plate.
Italians love to go to weddings and just report on it.
Oh, look.
If they were the first YouTube reactions, the Italians, imagine reactions to they used to come home and react to the weddings. Oh my God, the chicken
was in the car.
In the car,
as soon as the door closed.
Or there.
Or there.
To the person sitting next to them. This is horrible.
Yeah.
They got a DJ. Are they poor?
Yeah. Not even allowed. Or God forbid there wasn't an open bar.
Oh God.
A cash bar. That's funny.
That's funny.
So they did a great job. Pressure's now on my sister.
Yeah.
To do well. I'm sure she will.
Well, look at her. She's stepping it up. Not only are we going to a restaurant, we're going to do an after party.
That's right.
You want to mess with me?
Yep, that's it.
That's funny.
So it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So we had the shower, which was very nice. We've continued to struggle with cough and cold. So Thanksgiving time, my lovely wife picked up a cold. She was sick for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Hung on to that until she got me sick.
Sure.
I was sick for a week or so, 2 weeks. I started feeling better. Now she's kind of back to a cough. It's no fun. Yeah. It's just gone back and forth. And that really is not of much note except for the fact that it brought back it was the return of the mumbles.
Oh.
So nowhere near as bad. I haven't had to earplug up, but there will still be the occasional mumble in the middle of the night.
Still making no sense of it, right? Just kind
of, whiny, weird noises, but not nearly as bad.
Okay.
It was really, so nothing. It's just more very occasional.
Did they wake her up? Before when they were louder, did they ever wake her up?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think she does. I think if I say something like, "Please God, stop," then she immediately wakes up. Yeah. But no,
she's like, "Are you kidding me? Yeah. You're sleeping with a helmet and a freaking tube coming out of your mouth."
That's it. Turn off your.
And you're yelling at me
I'll strangle you with your CPAP.
I will turn your power off.
No, it's not fair.
You're like, could you please be quiet, hon? I'm trying to not die here.
Just a little quiet. I'm very tired. I worked hard today. It's horrible.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, so we had the return of the Mumbles. The good news was, so we talked a little bit about the whole gestational diabetes thing.
Sure, we did.
Talked a little bit about it earlier. So ever since she had that visit with the nurse practitioner that was not very nice and made her feel bad, she now knows what the ranges should be for her glucose measurements.
When she's taking her test.
And she has been on point.
Oh.
All the numbers have been very good. Over the course of the week after that, now she's doing 4 readings a day, basically like when she gets up and then 2 hours after each meal.
Right.
Which is like, that not, 4 times a day she's doing the thing. Writing it all down. 1 reading out of that 7 days, 4 times a day, was a little high. And it literally was just because we had ordered something for dinner and they sent the wrong thing. So she had to scramble to have something.
Gotcha.
And so her numbers were a little high that
So it's all diet.
It is essentially at this point. And so she had her numbers and we had the form that she was supposed to have had everything filled out. And this time, I kicked myself that I didn't go with her that time. This is the only doctor's appointment I haven't gone to her with, and she gets the mean nurse practitioner.
Right.
So we went this time, and I was with her, and I was ready. Like, okay, come on. And we got the same girl. Now, this time, she was based on, and even before we got there, Kelly had already kind of come to the conclusion that this woman was just kind of being a bitch, right? Like initially, but Kelly has this, I think Kelly has the kind of an evolution of feelings in all things. Initially, when something comes up, she is one of those people who takes it completely on themselves.
Okay.
Right? So when she got that news, it wasn't this lady's just being nasty and she was just mad. It was, what did I do wrong? She just like piles on herself.
Yeah. I screwed up.
I screwed up.
Me.
I should have done better.
Right.
I should have then later she starts to mention, well, I think she was upset because I didn't use the form they wanted. And she was a little, and then it's like, yeah, she was probably a bitch. Right.
She went full circle.
Yeah.
It's me. No, it's all her.
Yeah. So now we're going back when we go back. So I'm like, and the whole time I'm thinking, yeah, this is what you pissed her off because you didn't use the form. It's not your fault. So we get there. I'm sitting in my chair and Kelly's on her on the examination table. And immediately, as soon as she walks in, I'm looking at her like, I want it. Like just
you
say
wanted a piece of
say the wrong thing.
Say the
this
wrong
time,
thing,
lady. And you could tell it's like there's an immediate recognition of like he looks angry.
Husband's here.
Yeah, husband's here.
This is different.
How are you, my dear? She's like talking to being all like,
here's a gift.
She's like, I'm so good to see you. And I'm like, oh boy.
That's funny.
And so we go through the whole thing. She's like, here. And, she gives her I used your form. Like she gives her the form. Oh, and she's looking. She's like, well, these look much better. There's this one. And she's like, and Kelly's like, I know why that happened. That one reading, this is what happened. Okay,
we went rogue. Yep.
Do you want to get? We could do a referral for you. Like, I don't think you need to do insulin, but you should You should probably continue to do the readings for another week. And do you want us to do a referral for you for a nutritionist? And I'm like,
Jesus.
Like, do you know? In my mind, I'm thinking, do you know who you're talking to?
Right.
Like come on.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, and I was so happy because her response was like a scoff.
Yeah.
It was like, no, like I don't need to go to I'm
funny.
fine. But she's like, do you have any other questions? She's like, no. She turns to me, do you have any questions? And I'm like, no, I'm good. But yeah, just like a complete, and even when we're leaving, she's like, she was much nicer this time.
That's funny. I mean, there'll be a couple things. Obviously, she just had a bad day.
Could be.
And then on top of that, she walks in and goes, oh my God, another person who doesn't do our information correctly. And blah, blah. Or she saw you.
looking
Papa
like,
Bear.
I don't like that.
Come on, let's get it. And she was very smart.
Yeah.
She's very smart in going, hey, honey, how are you? That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
At that moment.
And honestly, it'd be one thing if she didn't follow instructions, and I was very proud of Kelly because she made a point of saying, oh, I just wanted to let you know, I did get the form in the mail, but it had no guidance on what the numbers should be. So here they are. They're giving her a hard time, like she's not doing the right things by hitting targets that they never told her what they are. And I don't know. We were talking about it this morning.
We were talking about that. Like, didn't they give you the number?
No, and we weren't sure. And I said, I doubt it because Kelly would have had it. She would have hit it. No, they didn't. They never provided. They never provided those numbers. And it's like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. Now, maybe it's by design. Maybe they want you to just eat like you normally eat and see what the numbers are.
Right.
But if that's the case, then tell them.
Yeah, you got to say, hey, listen, the first time we do this, we're just trying to get a baseline here.
Eat like you've been eating. Do the measurements and bring them in. No, there was none of that. So I was very, she's like, no guidance, no information. She said, oh, well, I'll let them know about that.
And I'm not trying to, but I'll play the other side. This nurse, doctor, is a doctor or nurse? I'm sorry.
This is with this practice, it varies. So there is a doctor there's doctors, but we've seen a doctor, we've seen physician assistants, and we've seen this woman is a nurse practitioner.
Okay. So she doesn't know what she does for a living.
No.
What Kelly is educational.
I don't think so.
So I'm thinking they see a lot of people. Some people are just.
Yeah.
They're like, come on, man.
Right.
Like I tell you, like these people are not listening. They're not. So maybe she's like, here's another one.
Yeah.
We tell them, fill this out, but they don't.
Yeah. And I get that. And that's probably true. But that means the instructions are even more important, right? They should be giving good guidance. And also, I sit in the waiting room with her and my wife does not present like the average person who's walking in there, right? She's not wearing her juicy pants.
But sometimes,
right? She's not showing up in a hoodie and sweats.
But I know, like in retail,
God forbid a hoodie.
Like I know in retail, you can, you can kind of base somebody and then.
Yes.
But not everybody's the same. Right? This guy has no money.
Right.
And then they're like, I just came in on my Ferrari.
Right. There might be some profiling going on, but if she's doing that with Kelly, she's not good at it. I'm not even thinking about
Kelly.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about Kelly. I'm just thinking mentally, the person next, before her, after her. Another thing, like, this is really easy. Fill this out. But you can't do that.
Yeah, no, it could be bad.
But I'm glad that she did turn that.
I think that made a difference.
She sang a different tune.
So very, very different. So much better visit. So it was good, basically good visit. The blood sugar numbers have been good since then. So that was good. And in a strange way, after my initial experience with the doctor and the whole is her weight on track thing, I feel vindicated. Now. So I feel like the playing field has been leveled.
Yeah. To even.
Yes, we're back to even, and that's it. So the other thing that is a kind of a new thing is that I was not super excited about is what we were going to have to do for childbirth classes. So now I haven't known that. I've left that entirely up to Kelly to figure out what we're going to do. I assumed we were going to be going going to a class.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's on
now. I
Zoom.
guess since COVID, now it's all just videos. It's not even a live. It's just videos. So we're watching this series of videos. We started, and it's this woman who is about as exciting as watching glue dry. It's horrible. It's like, even we're watching it. I'm like, even her blouse is boring. It's just awful. She's like, I'm a doula, this and that, all kinds of. Anyway, but we're watching the classes, and it's been interesting. I'm learning stuff, and we got to the part where then they show you their example couple. And it's this young couple. The first thing I'm looking at this couple, and I'm first of all thinking about look at that guy. What chance does this kid have? Right? But he's probably a normal 25-year-old, young guy, young girl, and they take you through the whole. You're with this couple through labor going into the hospital.
You're stalking them.
You're with them.
Wow.
So they talk to her beforehand, all that stuff, and they're kind of cutting back and forth between real time of her. Okay, she arrives at the hospital, and then talking to her about the experience later.
Okay.
But the whole time I'm thinking, oh God, is this gonna be the moment?
Are they gonna do the thing? Yeah.
And thank goodness there wasn't any of that.
Beautiful.
There was a first shot of the baby first come, yeah. And that wasn't so bad. No. So I'm starting, my confidence is growing a little bit.
Sure.
But it was a lot of, they're taking you through the whole experience. Now this is a fairly young girl. She's there with the poor guy and her mother with her, coaching her through this. But they go through all of, so far they went through all of the things that I'm supposed to do to help push and be supportive and all those things. So we're going through those classes. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Could be more exciting.
Yeah.
Not
change your blouse.
Change it's something. Put on a nice
bikini.
Scarf. Anything. Something. Just
pop it.
Zhush it up a little.
Yeah.
But so we're going through those. I'm sure we're going to be watching more of those while we're away on vacation.
I don't know if I can do that. Oh, the video thing?
The videos?
Oof.
You know what? I always they're like 10-minute videos. Oh, okay. So, and I won't let her make me watch more than like 4.
Yeah.
Because it's just, after a while, it's just like, oh, come on.
You would think the video would be better because you're not going out. But I know me. Yeah. I can turn it off and not watch it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, do we have to really watch this right now? When you have to go somewhere, you have to go.
Yeah.
And if you have to get in your car and you have to go, there's no.
And if you're there, you're like, okay,
you're in.
I'm going to pay attention.
I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had fun.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
So was it a group?
Yeah, it was a whole group.
Was everybody sitting around on the floor?
Yes.
Really? Like,
just
in
like
the
you see on
movies,
TV.
that's what it always looks like.
We had this around half moon, whatever you want to.
Yep.
And she was in the front.
Yep.
And they would tell us all the things, and we exactly what you saw on TV or movies.
That's what it was.
It was. I felt like I was in there. Yep. Absolutely. I like.
Well, now it's just us on the couch with a laptop.
Yeah, that's.
Play
COVID. Oh!
Yeah, it just changed everything.
Because that's part of. I think that's part of the whole process.
Yeah.
To go in these classes and feel like that community. I don't know.
And also to meet to meet other people who are going.
And that's
through
what we did.
thing.
We would talk. Oh my God, this that. Yeah. We're all social people.
Yep.
So you take that element out, and we would go. I don't know how many weeks it is.
Yep.
Did they tell you how many weeks this would be normally?
I had no.
No, it was.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, it was a lot. So you got to know these people.
Yeah. And
then you'd go there before, and then, you have like whatever. I think we'd have a drink or coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. So it was a nice part of the pregnancy, especially first time.
Yeah.
Now they just watch this video.
It does allow me to avoid the whole, it's so nice you're there for your daughter. Like,
true.
I don't have to worry about that. Like, are you her uncle?
Right. No. Is the father working?
Yeah, that's it. You can skip that part.
Yeah.
So the childbirth classes are in progress.
Sure.
And now,
can I say one more thing about the classes?
Sure.
I did nothing of it when she was pregnant. When she was getting,
it was all out the window.
It was out the. I have no. Yep. I look at my eyes, look at my face. Look, the doctor tells you what to do. So I'm not saying it's not good. I think it's a great way to actually bond, and I think it's more the bonding and understanding what your wife is going through.
Yes.
Body wise and all that, you're learning that. But the actual, like what we did, I don't remember when you're in that moment and she's screaming, going, "Get it out of me!"
Right.
And you know what I mean? I'm like, now just breathe.
Yeah.
Hold my hand. And like,
I know how Kelly reacts to coaching, and there's not going to be a lot of that.
That's what I mean. It's like, okay, thanks for the classes.
She knows what she's doing. She knows what she needs to do. Other than some head petting,
right?
And
you're
doing great.
I mean, the doctors there know. Yeah. Oh, this guy's a
like,
comedian.
Trying to push like that.
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to ask him to do my job.
No, yeah. No.
So you just stand there, look at your wife, tell everything's going to be great. You love her.
Yeah.
We'll do the rest.
Yeah.
That's when they go, you want to cut the... No.
No. Yeah.
I'm not the doctor here.
No. Yeah. That's what we got you for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine that would be good. So we'll see. The rest of the videos are upcoming.
Are they giving you links like every week, or do you have the whole process in front of you? Is it a link that you're
Oh no,
going to?
it's set up like a video course, so it's like module after module after module. And honestly, it's on Kelly's. It's on Kelly's laptop, so I don't stumble.
So you got the whole thing. You can go. You can
just bang it
Netflix
out.
The whole thing.
Yeah, you could just
one day.
Yeah, binge it all the way through.
I'm gonna binge the
episode 35. Let's do it. No,
Get the popcorn.
Yeah, it's all there. So we'll see. I don't know how many more there are, but
yeah,
okay so far.
That's
and I do have to say, the baby, cute.
Of course.
The father,
not so cute.
Not so cute. But kid's cute. So
his family has been seen thousands and thousands of times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's getting these videos.
Yeah, that might, but based on the father, it's probably their only source of income.
Oh, you really have it in for this guy.
Residuals. I'm just like, look at that.
You can tell you're a 55-year-old going to be a parent. Like you're like, get a job.
It's
Why
horrible.
do you dress like that? Cut your hair.
Could you just shave?
Yeah, you're on video.
You're on a video. I got to look at your puss. Come on, right? How many people? Like, what do you know when they signed up for this? Like,
yeah. You knew you were going to be on video.
Yeah.
Shower.
Come on. But that's okay.
Shout out to
that's it.
The happy family.
I do have to, at least this is a good because I can vent about that. Because when we're watching it together, I don't want to say those things.
Right. Because then you got to be serious
then I'll
sometime. Right.
I'll get that's not nice.
Yeah.
From because my lovely
I would
wife,
do that too.
Yeah.
And I know Trina's listening. I do that to her all the time. I'm trying to be better.
Right.
I'll go into a room when she's been watching a movie or a show,
right?
That I know I'm not gonna know all of 3 weeks of her watching this.
Yep.
What's going on? So I'll be like, "Well, that's stupid. Why that guy just shoot him?" And she'd be like, really? Like, so I know I would be that same same person with a video. Like, oh, that guy looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, he shouldn't have a baby at all.
Yep.
So yeah, you're probably smart not saying anything.
No, I try not to. But,
me too. I've been trying not to.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Trina, you're listening?
It's not easy.
I've been trying not to.
When we're always on. We're always on.
Turn us off.
That's it. Turn us off. So other than that, the other big thing is we are getting ready for vacation.
Yes.
So
jealous.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get away. It's gonna be nice.
You're jumping on the plane tomorrow.
Tomorrow, we will fly down.
They don't need to know what tomorrow is.
Yeah,
hey, it's a secret. We live in a secret land. We live in a secret.
That's right.
When you do podcasting, this is a secret and a mystery planet we live on. You have no idea what time
we don't know
it is,
where we are,
month,
what
week.
day. None of that stuff.
But you're going to enjoy yourselves. How long?
Just a week. So we fly down. We fly down Friday. We fly back Thursday. But it's going to be nice to get away. We're going to get to see some friends of Kelly's that are in that area. Go out to dinner and visit with them a little bit.
So it's just going to be you three, right?
It's going to be Kelly and me and little Josie in tow, and then my brother and his wife.
Oh, okay.
Are going to join us, and my sister and her husband. In fact, they did a stopover in Washington, D.C. There was a museum exhibit that they wanted to see. So they're in D.C. right now, and then they're going to join us down there. But yeah, so it'll be, initially my sister from Texas was going to come too, but she opted for Thanksgiving in Nashville and then to come when the baby's born. She's going to come.
Makes
visit.
sense.
Yeah, I'm like, there you go.
You know what you should do though when you're in this, I don't know, Airbnb or when you're together. For Mike's sake, just put our podcast on a loop.
Yeah.
And see if anything kind of seeps into his brain.
Yeah. Well, what it made me think about it is when they did the games at the shower, maybe some evening while we're there, I'll just do a gray hair daycare trivia and have my sister just destroy him.
everybody.
She will absolutely. She'll be all over it. So that could be fun. That could be interesting.
That's funny.
But
yeah. No. So I hope you guys have a real good time.
So, but that is it. You have made it to the end of yet another episode.
Episode 13.
Episode 13.
We're doing it.
We're
doing it.
We're just plugging away. Please let us know about what your thoughts are on Crash Test Daddy.
Yeah.
And any other ideas like that. please don't hesitate to reach out, send us an email, comment on some of our social media stuff.
And if you have any ideas what you want us to talk about,
yes,
you can have topics from the audience. Please let us know with our Gmail account. We can that's very easy, and all that information will be given to you at the end.
Yep.
But if whatever you want to see or anything that we can
whatever
get
you
into.
want us to talk about, we'll talk about anything, as you already know, even things we don't know about.
Oh, so that makes for more content.
Does. Yeah.
You were wrong.
It's easier.
The you were wrong is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, I was wrong. It's kind of
That
fun.
was wrong. That's oh well.
That's it.
Can't be always right.
No.
You know?
No, you can't. You can't.
I'm not even 10% right at any given time.
Well, we can start to track that.
But we did learn, as long as you say it with conviction.
That's right.
Anything that Frank says sounds truthful.
Just say it like you mean it and you believe it.
and you let everybody walk away with that information.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think that works on everyone.
All right. I guess we can get ice cream from a tricycle.
That's it. There's kids everywhere now. How does this work?
He's a genius, but I don't understand.
But we know that wasn't me. That was not my unique mind that came up with that.
Your sister
It's my sister.
We have to look into that. Well, that's fun.
Okay. Thanks again, and we will see you next time.
Well, folks, that's another episode of the Gray Hair and Daycare podcast in the books. Thanks very much for tuning in and spending this time with us. We hope it was fun. If you enjoyed this week's descent into the madness of dadness, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of our future adventures. And while you're at it, give us a like and share the cast with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Carrier Pigeon, whatever you crazy kids are using. Have any hilarious parenting stories of your own? Questions about navigating fatherhood later in life, or even when normal people do it? Email us at ghdc.podcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to bed.